Mercury Colony Park Walkaround Part 2. As you may have noticed, a few things have changed with the car over time. One is the wood grain. The wood grain started to crack in some places, so I had to patch it up. And as you see, the color doesn't quite match. Another thing is I deleted the transmission, the external transmission cooler. The thing was, the hoses to the cooler snapped, so I had to reroute it, and when doing so I rerouted it through the radiator, as you want to do. But the radiator happened to be clogged, so the transmission fried. So I had to overhaul the transmission, and of course I bought a new radiator because it was clogged. How can you tell? It was overhauled. Behind the door. This is a piece of the housing, the transmission housing. You see it's sandblasted, which is a hallmark for overhaul. Another thing which has changed about the car is the dashboard. Here it is. I used to have it in two-tone because I resprayed half the dashboard when replacing these grills. Normally they're very brittle, now they're for metal, but I resprayed only half the dashboard. Now I brought it back in factory color, and you see it's one tone. There are a few cracks around in the dashboard now, but that's either from the sun, not sure, either from the sun or the big ass tree falling on top of it. Let me give you the $1 million shot. Right here. I used to have a Chevrolet, so it says Chevy parking only, all others will be crushed. Ta-da, there you go. The impact, the tree fell on the engine block and smashed the engine block into the road surface, bringing the car to a halt. But then the tree bounced up again and rolled over the roof. And the impact, the initial impact, was so strong that from the keychain is unscathed, but one of the keys was in the footwell, the other key, and the rear. The rear glass was shattered. Nothing hit the rear glass, but it was shattered. And the fragments of glass were all over the car, and they scratched not only this panel but also the headliner. So it was a very violent impact. I was driving about 35 miles an hour, 50 kilometers. And of course this is, well, where I sat. And I of course had to be cut out. I will give you a frontal shot. There you go. Frontal shot. Now for any tree huggers out there who think this is a good thing, well, nature didn't do itself a favor by smashing this car. One thing is, I only drive this car 2,000 miles a year. Road trips, that kind of stuff, maybe hauling some stuff. But I have a bicycle, and I use my bicycle more than my car. I cycle to work, I do the groceries with my bicycle. So this is just for a hobby. And one may ask, how much pollution may a hobby have? Yeah? And another thing why nature didn't do itself a favor is this. This car is the 86 one, the multi-point injection. 4 catalytic converters. It has almost everything a modern car has. And according to the EPA in America, this car, the 86, is just as clean as the 2011 one. So it's a very clean car. Doesn't use much fuel, only half about the fuel the 70s cars did. This one is downsized. It weighs 500 kilograms lighter than the previous generation. So it's a very decent car and a very clean car, and I don't use it much. It's cleaner than someone driving a Econobox 10,000 miles a year. So this isn't the car which makes it's pollutive, it's how you use it. This one, however, is my new car. Completely identical, for one difference, that this is the 85 model. And the 85 model is just a tad more dirty than the 86. So indeed, nature didn't do itself a favor. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I didn't, to be sure. But well, maybe there's a walk around part 3 one time when I fix up the other one. Bye now.